Hey, this is Frank Yost in another edition of the Wheel Estate Cam with Inman. First, I'd like to apologize for last week not having a video up, but I was busy. I know, everyone says that they're always busy, but I think I have a pretty good excuse. And with that excuse, I'd like to bring a guest for the Wheel Estate Cam. This is Hartley Jose Yosa, and he was going to join me for this week's Wheel Estate Cam. Say hi. Anyhow, with this guest visitor, I'd like to talk about domain names. We actually named the child differently just to be able to get a domain name that was available. Domain names are so important, but there are many instances where people have too many domain names. What they do is they get a domain name just for the sake of having some pretty set of words that are together, and they'll have like an email signature that has 3 or 4 domain names that all go to the same place. That's really annoying. There's no real need for that. It's just you're showing off that you're able to get a domain name, but it doesn't actually help the consumer at all. And I also see print materials that have multiple domain names. You can find us on this website or this website. No, just give them the one website and move on. It's kind of like giving people 5 phone numbers. Just give them one phone number and have that phone number go around and follow you. Are you okay? Okay. But sometimes there are instances where you would want to get specific unique URLs beyond your main URL. For example, domain names for your house, www.555oakstreet.com, and you can have that forwarded to the actual MLS listing for that particular house, or you can make a unique property site just for that house, which is pretty easy to do. And you guys thought driving around in the car was annoying. What about the sounds of a screaming baby? Not annoying to me, but maybe annoying to you guys. So yeah, 555 Oak Street. And when you buy a domain name, don't buy it from companies that like to advertise at the Super Bowl with naked supermodels. They're extremely annoying. They cause a lot of problems and charge you for every small upgrade, and it's very hard to move the domain name. I like sites like namecheap.com is one that I use. I have like 50 or 60 domain names. So then, so individual property domain names is a great use of having a multiple domain name. And then another use would be for a neighborhood. I actually just moved to this house in Lake Barcroft, and there were a bunch of domain names that were taken by realtors that had Lake Barcroft with the word, homes, Virginia, for sale and stuff like that, but no one had lakebarcroft.com. And sure enough, I came in and bought it from a domain name squatter. Something that no other, very few other agents would actually value, considering putting decent real money in to be able to have a strong marketing front. So domain names, you should take them seriously. Consider putting good money to buy a very short and tight domain name like the community that you might be focusing on. As far as how to buy a domain name from a squatter, he's kicking the tripod. What you can do is if it just has a fake website on there, you can go to websites like allwhois.com, allwhois.com, and type in the domain name, and usually they'll tell you who the domain name owner is, and then you would contact the owner directly and start negotiating for the domain name. Now the cost for the domain name can be a couple $100, it can be a couple $1,000, but heck, they can even try and charge $10,000, and the whole negotiation process might take several months for the domain name squatter to kind of feel you out, to find out how excited you are for that domain name. And but it can be really worth it if you buy a unique domain name that is short, no dashes, with a .com. Really makes you stand out in a community. And that's pretty much it. What do you guys think about having multiple domain names, having too many domain names in one instance, but also actually shelling out some good cash for a nice, short, and useful and rememberable domain name? From our place to yours. Thanks for watching. You can follow me on Twitter @FranklyRealty, or at my blog, blog.franklyrealty.com. Thanks. Ciao.